So this one is pop quiz related to acid, alkali, salt, and the periodic table topic. In the first one, substance J take part in a redox reaction. What is the meaning of a redox reaction? A reaction in which both oxidation and reduction take place. We call it as a redox reaction. J gains electron. What is the meaning in terms of, remember from oil rig, oxidation is a loss and reduction is a gain. So if J gain electron, what happened to J? So for J, the reduction happened. And if reduction happened, what is this substance? It is an oxidizing agent. So it is an oxidizing agent. So either A can be an answer or B can be an answer because it cannot be reducing agent because if for a substance reduction happen, should be an oxidizing agent. So and the substance which oxidation happen or substance which is oxidizing agent during a reaction, it is reduced. So B should be the right answer. In question 2, you can see elements in group 4. The group 4 element carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. So means tin and lead are metals. So what does not occur in a group 4 as we go down the group? The proton number of element increases. That's true. Whenever we go down the group, the proton number increases. So this is a right statement, which we want to identify, which does not happen. The element become more metallic. That's also true because you can see tin and lead are the metals, and top we have non-metals or a metalloid is there in between. The elements have more electrons in their outer shell if because they belongs to group. What is the characteristic of a group? Group represent the number of the electron in the last shell. So if element belongs to same group, they should have the same number of electron in the last shell. So it's written elements have more electron in their outer shell. So that's not correct. They should have the same number of electron in the last shell as it belongs to the same group. And elements have more electron shell. That's true. As we go down the group, as the period changes, the number of electron shells will also change. That's why C is the statement which is not correct or not happen or occur as we go down the group. Which statement about the acid is correct? So what is the definition of acids? Acids are proton donors. Means any substance which donate proton we call acid. So acids are proton acceptor? No. Acid transfer electrons to the base in aqueous solution. Hydrochloric acid react with ammonium salts. Hydrochloric acid react with ammonium hydroxide to produce ammonia. Acid, this is a characteristic like example for this is a characteristic for the like bases. The characteristic of a base is like when it ammonium ion is there, when base is reacting with ammonium ion or ammonium salt, that will release ammonia, not the acid. And acid transfer electrons, like acid transfer electron to base in aqueous solution. Acids are proton donors, so they give proton. Like if we write HCl is there, and we have like NH3 is there. So as a result, what will happen? This proton will be transferred. It will become Cl plus NH4 plus. Ethanoic acid, it's a weak acid, so it's partially ionized in aqueous solution. That is the right statement. If it was a hydrochloric acid, then it should ionize completely in an aqueous solution because strong acids are, yeah, acid and bases can be aqueous solution with that. Yeah. The alkali soluble bases are called alkali. So, for example, if I write say sodium hydroxide, I can say base, I can say alkali. So the why this statement is wrong is not transferring electron, it is transferring proton. Is it clear this one? Question for which elements have both high melting point and a variable oxidation state. So means these are the characteristic of the transition element. So alkali metals, they don't have this characteristic halogens, noble gases. So B should be the answer. The transition elements have the variable oxidation number and they have a high melting point. Lithium, sodium, potassium are elements in group 1 and chlorine, bromine and iodine are elements in group 7. Which row identify the least dense of these elements in each group? So we have lithium is there, we have sodium is there and potassium. And for group 7, we have chlorine, we have bromine and we have iodine. So group 7, like chlorine is a gas, bromine is red brown liquid, iodine is a black or a purple solid. So what will happen to density as we go down the group? Increases. Same thing what happened for the alkali metals. Because the density also as we go down the group, the density will increase. So they're asking for all the groups as we are going down the group, the density. The melting point is as we go down the group for group 1, it is decreasing. Like if it was about the melting point, as we go down, the melting point decreases. Here, as we go down the group, the melting point will increase. So lithium, sodium, and potassium. Group 1, lithium should be the least dense and top of this series. So lithium and a chlorine, then A should be the right answer. In question 6, the reactions of the metal P, Q, R, and S are shown. We have to state them what is the order of the reactivity of these metal from least reactive to the most reactive. So first when you check for P with water, there is no reaction, slow, vigorous, and very slow. So which of them is reacting? Because we want the least reactive to most reactive. So when you order them in terms of reaction with water, so which is it? The one which is highly reactive will react, like vigorous reaction will happen. So R is there. So it means R is the, according to this series, R is the most reactive. Then after R, there should be Q. Why Q? Because vigorous, slow, very slow. So then the second one is Q in terms of how fast they react. And which is the least reactive? P is not at all, it is reacting. So it means that least is reactive is P and the most reactive is R. So which one? The most reactive is R and least reactive is P. So you have A and B. So either A can be an answer or B. Now position of Q and S. If you check, Q is reacting slow, but S is reacting very slow. So it means Q is more reactive than S. So in which one Q is more reactive than S? So here Q is more reactive than S. So in that case, A will be the right answer. Why? Because we want a most reactive. So most reactive is R, the first position. Then which one is, this is a second position. This one is a third position and this one is a fourth position. So it is from least to most. So least is on the P and most is the R. So even we don't have to check all the, if we check the first column and we can just sort out the reactivity. It will give the same because here vigorous, vigorous, so it's easy, difficult to identify. Here no reaction, no reaction. So like the first column itself give you the order of the reactivity. In question 7, the number of the protons and the number of neutrons in an atom element X, Y, and Z are shown. Number of protons for X are 6, neutrons are also 6, for Z 7 and 6, and for Y it's 7 and 6, and Z 8 and 10. Which statement about the element is correct? X and Y are isotopes of the same element. If they were isotope, they should have the same number of the proton. To be an isotope, same proton number, different neutron, but they have same neutron but different protons, so they are not isotopes. Z forms an ion with +2. How we can work out how, if you, because there are 8 protons. So what is the configuration of 8 protons? How the 8 protons will be arranged or aligned? So like 8 protons in the nucleus and 10 neutrons are there. So to be an atom, first shell it will have 2 electrons, and the second shell it will have 6 electrons. So it will not form a +2 charge, it will form a -2 charge. So that's why B is not correct. X and Z react to form an ionic compound. If we write the electronic, to be an ionic or form an ionic compound, there should be one metal, another one should be a non-metal. So 6 proton means the configuration will be 2, 4, a non-metal. 8, we just 2, 6, so it's also a non-metal. So X and Z are non-metals. If two non-metals are there, they cannot form an ionic compound, they will form covalent compound. X, Y, and Z are non-metals. How we identify that? When you write the electronic configuration, one is 2, 4, another one is 2, 5, another one is 2, 6. So they have like more than 3 electrons in the outermost shell. So if they have more than 3 electrons in the outermost shell, it means these are non-metals. In question 8, which diagram represent the arrangement of atoms in an alloy? Alloy means like a mixture of the metal. So first thing, which one is representing the regular arrangement? Either B can be there or D can be there. C and A are not, A and C are not representing a regular arrangement. But to be an alloy, there should be like a different type of atoms, different size of atoms are there. So B is representing a pure metal, D is representing an alloy. In question 7, option D, X, Y, and Z are non-metals. How we identify they are non-metals? X is having 6 protons, so to be an atom, there should be 6 electrons. And how 6 electrons will be arranged? It will be 2, 4. Like, because the number of the electron and proton should be same in an atom. So this will be 6, this will be 7, this will be 8. If we write the electronic configuration, how the electrons are arranged, so this one, 6 electron, 2, 4, 7 electron, 2, 5, 8 electrons, 2, 6. So this belongs to group 4. What we find in group 4, we find non-metals. This belongs to group 5, non-metal. This belongs to group 6, non-metal. So X, Y, and Z, they are all non-metals. So this was a pop quiz. Now we'll do a classified question. I will share on the group. Last was topic 6 we did. The topic 5. Topic 5. Yeah, electrochemistry. No topic. Okay. Just solve page 1 and send the picture.